lived in Washington over the last month and a half. What's your reaction to the news that Speaker Pelosi says there's no standalone airline aid bill coming?
Well, obviously breaking news, so I don't have much. We'll have to go back and see exactly where this stands. Now, it's consistent with what has been going on in this process for quite some time now. That is huge bipartisan support for extension of PSP for the airlines, and there has been for quite some time, but a frustrating process by which we're trying to get it enacted. So we've had some stops and starts along the way. Just 2 days ago, we had the president tweet that he was calling off all relief talks, and then several hours later sent out a tweet saying that he supported airline relief. So we'll go see exactly what this means. What I know is this: there is enormous bipartisan support for extension of this payroll support program, and there's enormous understanding of the urgency for this. Look, we support a larger bill. We think that makes sense for the economy, of course, and that's where we were headed. But what we know is if that can't happen before the election, that's going to have a seriously detrimental impact on our ability to continue to provide essential service to the country to help it come out of this coronavirus pandemic.
Well, let's talk about that. Will you start cutting service to certain cities? Have you started cutting service to certain cities? Because you've already laid off 19,000 or furloughed 19,000. How long can you wait until you bring them back? I know I'm throwing a number of questions in there, but the nuts and bolts, what happens next?
Yeah, well, of course we are. We've already discontinued service to 13 cities. We extended those cuts through the month of November. We had hoped to restore that service to those communities in November because we thought there was a possibility that PSP would be extended by then. But just in the last couple of days, we extended that discontinuation of that service. And those are just individual small markets. I suspect there will be more of that to come from us and other airlines. If indeed this relief isn't passed, I'm certain there will be discontinuation of service to small communities. We're all delaying those decisions in hopes that this can get done. So there will absolutely be discontinuation of service to small communities, and there will be much less service to larger communities. We've all been, with the PSP extension, what that did was it gave us the funds to keep people employed there wasn't enough demand in the airline to keep them employed. There wasn't enough demand for airline service to keep them employed. But by having them essentially a pass-through from the government to pay all of our employees, what that did is it allowed us to serve more markets than we would have otherwise, and with I think the absolute perfect intent, which is to keep this critical service in place. So as the economy rebounds, we're here to help the economy rebound. What happens once airline employees, particularly pilots, are furloughed or out of work for any significant period of time, less than a month, they're no longer current in their training, and we have pilots in the wrong seats. When it comes time when the economy does rebound, we're not going to be able to snap back and bring those people back. It'll be months before we're able to get the airlines back to the right size that demand it warrants. So it's a big problem. There's no doubt about it. We can't continue to wait. If forced to, of course, we will indeed discontinue service to a lot of markets, and we will be much slower to rebound and help the country rebound from this pandemic.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.